I am opening a Chips Ahoy cup. And I'm throwing away these Chips Ahoy cookies. This is supposed to be for my niece. Her name is Sylvie. Now, I'm gonna keep throwing these away, brothers, if you don't click the link in the show notes. You hear that? You just threw away Chips Ahoy chip. And Sylvie's gonna be really sad. You're gonna start crying if you don't look in the show notes and click the link to sign up for my 14-day challenge. And Sylvie will be sad too, you guys. So, I'm gonna keep throwing these away. You hear that, right? You hear that? Right, I'm gonna keep throwing these away until you click the link in the show notes to sign up right now. Me and Sylvie's gonna be upset if you don't click the link. Alright, you guys, let's start the episode. You are listening to the Masculine Mindset Show, a podcast for men to develop a backbone, a masculine purpose, if you will, and get more physically attractive, and even become more mentally healthy. All you men listening, I turn nice introverts into fit, self-entitled savages, if you will. And you might even become a little cocky as a result of your G status. More importantly, you guys, I also show you how to flirt and date more women and seal the deal. Just look at the show notes. They are all on my blog articles. Let's get into the content. Those of you know by now, I am a DS Labs ambassador that is Bucked Up. I do promote Bucked Up. However, this is a big announcement to all of my fitness fans right now. Listen to me, okay? I just launched a new program. However, this is not like something you can get easily. Okay, so let me tell you guys something real quick. You need to complete the full 14-day challenge in order to basically graduate to this particular program. Because listen to me, you guys, but I want to make myself very clear right now. To be clear with you, you need to know what you're getting into. That's why I have you fill out a PARQ intake form before you even start the free 14 days. But lastly, you guys, more importantly, before I even get into the content, just understand this. This is a German volume training program that I took all of my classmates through. That means, do me a favor and start focusing on lifting more. Because the German volume training program is not for beginners. You need to complete the full 14 days in order to qualify. All right, let's get into the content. All right, you guys, I'm about to record a very unorthodox podcast. I hope you're ready for it. Before I begin, understand that this is called the Machiavellian activation state. Okay? Understand that most guys say they want power, but when it comes to actually turning that on, they hesitate. They stay nice. They smile through rejection. They wait for permission. This episode will rewire that. Now, before I start, I want you to know something real quick. What you're about to hear is a visualization that is not in any of my books. You'll never get this in my book called How to Embody the Rake's Mindset, because that particular one is more about the silent Rake. This is a Machiavellian state switch. So, understand that the fact that you even came across this podcast tells me that you want power. And that tells me a lot about you, brother. That tells me a lot about you. So, I hope you're ready, because this, in my mind, this podcast is hands down my most ballsy one to date. So,
stay tuned. This is not going to be a pretty one, especially for anyone trying to be liked. That is the biggest mistake all nice guys make. If you come across that podcast already, check my library and find it. Biggest mistake nice guys make. Now, let's start the podcast. I was a little hesitant to release this podcast, but you know what? I had an intuitive nudge from a buddy of mine over on the collective conscious. One would say even the universe, right? The other side, if you will. Joe Lieberman. And I'll talk about that later in the podcast. But this man, Joseph Lieberman, you guys know about him, right? Have you heard my podcast called Joe Lieberman's Definition of Masculinity? Yeah, check it out. The whole tangent is this. I want you all to just understand that this podcast is not for everyone. Like, it's genuinely not for everyone. You're gonna know what I mean the farther we go into this. So, the further you listen, the more you're gonna realize that this is not at all average masculine mindset podcast. No, it's not. Okay? In fact, this particular podcast is very much like more ethereal, more alluring, if you will, than a lot of my podcasts. Okay? If you want to go listen to another one, seriously, brothers, go listen to another one, because I'm being for real with all of you. This podcast isn't going to be for everyone. So, with that said, let's keep fucking going. I hope you take caution on this. Believe me, take caution on this podcast. Like, I'm not doing that as some type of marketing shit. No, like, I'm being serious. The farther you go into this podcast, the darker it will get. Now, why most men stay powerless. They're conditioned to fear tension. They flinch at any confrontation, okay? Not to mention, they confuse vulnerability with submission, okay? And also, they're vulnerable in the wrong ways, right? Let me just give you an example. Do you like me? Do you like me? Will you please go get me that ice tray over there? Like, it's like, come on, guys. Like, I was at the bar not that long ago, and this person was like, hey, could you get me that ice tray? It's like, bro, come on. Like, the way I see these guys speak, it's like, your voice sounds beta. But anyways, enough on a tangent on that. Just watch your damn voice. Talk masculine with a downward intonation. You get me? Good. Now let's go. They stay trapped in the good guy performance. Or I should say nice guy. They stay trapped in the nice guy performance. And they have never accessed their inner decider or their inner ruler. Okay? Inner decider, inner ruler, inner decisiveness. You get me? Now, no one really taught them how, you guys. No one really taught you how to be decisive. First and foremost, decisiveness is in my very first ebook, Become the Alpha Woman Want. I talk about developing decisiveness. So grab your copy in the show notes right now, because I'm not going to be talking about that anymore longer, because this is a very serious podcast. It is a very serious podcast. So again, let's keep fucking going. This is about to turn really cold. So be ready, brothers. I'm telling you now. You're going to want to like tune in, like lean in and listen. So here's the fact of the matter is, if you can't turn cold, you can't stay in power. I'm going to say that one more time. If you can't turn cold, you can't stay in power. All right? Cultivate an air of unpredictability. I'll say that one more time. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. That is a power move, you guys. That is a power move, okay? Now, what is the Machiavellian activation state? What is this type of state, right? What does the Machiavellian activation feel like? It's stillness, brothers. stillness is very similar to the silent rake. Okay, this is not silent rake as in terms of silent rake embodiment. No, it's not that. But I will say, Niccolo Machiavelli, he was very calm. He was very still. He actually once said this quote. I'll never forget this quote, you guys. It is better to be feared than to be loved. I'll say that one more time. It is better to be feared than to be loved. Now, let's keep moving forward, you guys. Detachment. You're willing to burn the interaction. Oh yeah, you guys. You're willing to burn the bridge. Brothers, I've burned bridges before. I'm gonna make that clear. And honestly, just gotta let you know now. I said this is a quarter podcast, so let's keep fucking going. Precision is the next part, okay? Precision. Every word you speak is calculated. Hunger. You want influence, not approval. So, insatiable. I'll say that one more time. Insatiable appetite, you guys. That is hunger. You want influence, not approval. Guys, listen to me. You don't want anyone to see that you're seeking their validation. If you seek anyone's validation, you're already not in the power position. Machiavelli knew that if you seek validation, that you're fucked. You're basically fucked. That's not a power move. So, this is not becoming. This is remembering. Okay, I want to say that one more time. This is not becoming something. This is remembering what you were before the world tamed you. Okay, guys, let's go. Now, this next part. Okay, so I covered what the Machiavellian activation state feels like. That's stillness, detachment, precision, insatiable hunger. Okay, stillness, detachment, and precision, and insatiable hunger. Now let's go. When I say hunger, you guys, I mean you want to influence. That's it. You want to influence. Now, part 3. All right. This is when it matters, okay? It's about when you do it, how to trigger it, okay? Do the shadow mirror ritual. Shadow mirror. Listen to me, brothers. Go into the mirror right now and do some mirror gazing. This is shadow work, okay? Shadow work is you look at yourself in the mirror and you start mirror gazing. You want to spot your shadow in different glances, okay? Spot your shadow, go in the mirror, do mirror gazing, and then after that, write down what you see, okay? So, mirror gaze. Find your inner Machiavelli mindset switch. Now, listen to me, you guys. It might sound a little trippy to you, but I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if I said this on my podcast yet. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But I can dilate my pupils at will, whenever I want to. Now, I'm not saying it to brag, I'm just being honest, but I can. It's from mirror gazing. Now, the next part on how to trigger your Machiavelli state. Silence before speech, okay? Want to be calm. Want to be calculated. You want to know when to choose your words. You choose your words carefully. You're very particular on how you choose your words. You speak slowly. As you can see what I'm doing now, you guys, I am now speaking more slower. At a slower cadence. Okay, now I go to the candleless ritual. Niccolo, I don't seek your help. I become what you respect. Okay? Candleless ritual. You want to actually bring forward the ruler now. Guys, listen to me. Niccolo Machiavelli was a real person. Okay? He was a real person. There are several books written on him. Just read the 48 Laws of Power. That is the quintessential example of Machiavellianism. Now, you reach out to him, right? Often, you guys, I said this on my 7th Rake activation introduction. I said this quote that really stood out to me as one of his best quotes I've ever heard in my life. He who controls appearances controls everything. Niccolo Machiavelli. Now, I can feel the chills right now, brothers. After feeling that, holy moly, my hairs are standing up. Whoa, I felt the chills on that. Damn, Adam. Guys, listen to me. My hairs are standing up right now like crazy. Fuck, I've never felt the chills like that in a long time. Oh, alright. I know Machiavelli is around me right now. So, let's keep moving forward. Posture and breath. Spine erect. Belly breath. Jaw relaxed. Cold focus. Okay, guys. I talked about shadow mirror ritual, right? That shadow mirror is you look at yourself in the mirror, you do mirror gazing, eye contact with your reflection, okay? And then you want to look at yourself in the mirror until your mask completely drops. Because listen to me, you guys. That conditioned mask you have, yes, I call it a conditioned mask. That is your fucking programmed self that your parents gave you. Listen to me, brothers. You were raised to be a... I hate to be harsh, but I'm about to be harsh. This is Machiavelli here. He wouldn't really give a shit. You were raised to be a fucking pushover by parents, teachers, authorities, even friends, everyone around you, to obey me and you'll get what you want. If you don't, you're fucked. You're fucked. That's fucked up, you guys, isn't it? These people trained you to be a fucking dog, if you think about it. Alright? So, understand this. In a way, I'm giving you guys some power, if you think about it. This is a huge mind fuck when you realize that. Every single parent, teacher, authority, even anyone out there that you've ever listened to in your life, they have taught you to be a fucking pussy. Hate to be harsh, but they have taught you to be a pussy. So, with that said, let's keep fucking going. It's time to talk about the switch visualization. Okay. Pull the iron lever labeled influence in your chest. Okay? Now, you heard me correctly, you guys. Before you even do that, just close your eyes. Okay? It's time for the visualization now. This is the visualization. I'm going to start the music. Okay? I want you to just close your eyes. Okay? Close your eyes. And do me a favor. Go in to your mind and go all the way back to when you were an infant. And tell yourself you didn't know any better. You just listened to how you were raised. Now, I want you to slowly go back to when you were a teen. You were a teenager now. You're a teenager now. And now I want you to see that you were listening to your friends. You were listening to your friends, but they didn't really acknowledge your power. Okay? Now, fast forward to your later teen years. You're now graduating. You got your degree. Then you go to college. And then you thought that you were going to get a reasonable job. But then, after that, you realized that you wanted to do something else with your time. And now, you fast forward to today. The present moment. And you realize that you had the ability to influence anyone. Reach into your chest and turn that influence lever to on. Turn it on right now. Now, open up your eyes, you guys. You just activated your inner Machiavelli switch. Oh, brothers, that's some powerful stuff right there. Some powerful stuff, okay? So, do that little visualization to activate your Machiavellian mindset. This is not the masculine mindset show today, you guys. This is the Machiavellian mindset. So, let's keep fucking going. Listen to me, you guys. Before I started this podcast, I honestly lit a black candle. And I knew, reaching out to the collective conscious, I heard from one of my buddies recently. Yeah, I would call him a spiritual buddy, right? This is a true story. So listen closely, you guys. I believe in spirits. Whether you believe in them or not, I believe in them. So if you don't, then I'm going to have some news for you today. Any skeptics listening. True story. I heard the loudest tap in my house that I've ever heard in my life. Want to know who that was? A lot of you guys would think, oh, that was probably due to your house settling. No, it wasn't. But I'll tell you who it was. It was Joe Liverman. So, this is what I want to wrap up this podcast on. Most men listening to this right now will never forget everything I said. Not because it was powerful, but because they're still waiting to be told what to do. Okay? Liverman, take the mic. Alright. You're different. You know, you already felt the switch. You felt the switch inside your chest. You felt the switch inside your body. Okay? You have influence. That influence you've had since day one. And I want you to do me a favor and tell all of your listeners, Adam, tell all of your listeners that you are a powerful creator. Brothers, listen to me. I don't know where that came from. Whoa, I really... wow. I feel like it came out of a haze right there. I said something, and then I came back to reality for a second. Guys, listen to me. I screwed up to think that Joe spoke through me just now. Okay, Joe, I appreciate you. I'm going to blow out this black candle. Blew out the black candle, you guys. Thank you, Joe, for coming through. Appreciate you, my guy. All right, brothers, listen to me. I want you to leave me a 5-star review. I told you this is a darker podcast. And I told you that you are going to become a more powerful man if you do that activation sequence. That Machiavellian state activation sequence. So, I love you guys. Peace out.